Hello everyone, welcome back to Game Droid and welcome back to modern Skyblock 3. So, in between episodes I've been doing a little bit of grinding. I've been up and down to different planets because I got myself a tier 9 rocket. The reason being I have discovered that to get into one of these ages I did a little bit of a check. I think it's to get into the RF Tools age, we actually need to get Kepler 22b done. Which is a bit weird that we need to get Kepler 22b done, considering Kepler 22b is not a requirement. There we go, I'm still in edit mode. Where is it? Kepler 22b. Yeah, Kepler 22b needs to be done for RF Tools, which is odd because Kepler 22 isn't a crown achievement. But, turn that back off again. However, I've also been doing a little bit of work in the background, so you might see that my two backpacks are missing. That's because this thing is slightly bigger than one of the backpacks and I can fit everything I need in one of these after trimming off a few bits and pieces I don't need. I don't really need the armour either, to be fair. I don't really need to be carrying the armour with me. And this is actually quite interesting because you can get these chests, which you can just open while holding in Mechanism, which is before thermal enhancements, which is where you get the backpacks. So, slightly strange, but what we want to do today is we want to continue our exploration down a couple of the trees. Now, in large multi-blocks, we were looking at this, it requires the turbine. And I found that that's actually a mechanism turbine that's in the mechanism quests. I also set this guy up who is mining stone, and he's up to a heroic level iridium pick at the moment. Unbreakable, luck 3, petra armor, wheat, and interference, and he's also got 4 spare modifiers. Basically, I'm thinking that if I max out a few tools, I should basically be able to get things more powerful than what I've got at the moment. I've currently got a legendary tungsten katana, and the legendary tungsten katana has 13 attack damage at the moment. This thing admittedly has 31 attack damage at the moment, so this one is a lot more powerful. However, the katana does experience combos which increases its attack damage as it goes. So that's 13 compared with 35. And this thing, now that it's got 5 modifiers, we can actually start adding a lot of powerful upgrades to it to make it more powerful in the long run. So, we want to have a look at large multi-blocks. We want to have a look at making the turbine from advanced mechanism. This guy. So we need 44 turbine casings, 53 structural glass, turbine blade, turbine rotor, electromagnetic coil, pressure dispersers, rotational complex, and turbine valves. Now the advantage with this is all of this stuff is really actually very cheap. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to do a quick little just example of me making this, or sort of quick little zoom through me making this, and I will see you guys on the other side. Steel and glass in general, I believe. Yeah. So there we go. We've completed that with a few bits and pieces extra here and there. So that's the power generating turbine from Mechanism. Again, I don't think this generates, comparative with the difficulty of setting up, building it, doing it. I don't think this is actually worth it compared with the protein generator. I mean, even the big reactor struggles to combat the protein generator when it comes to ease of setup and things like that. So 2 reactor coolant ports and an extreme wrench will get us the passively cooling reactor. The passively cooling reactor, you can add a coolant port to your extreme reactor to cool it with water, but you could also add another one and right-click it with an extreme wrench to output steam from your reactor, use it with the turbine, and then pipe it back in as water. So let's get at extreme. We want an extreme wrench, which is just iron and wool. We don't have any lime wool. Do we have any lime dye? We do. Not sure why we've got lime dye, but we do. So there's an extreme wrench, and then we want 2 coolant ports. 1, 2. Easy peasy. And then this brings us down to Ludocrite, which is one of the major blocks that we want. If we look up Ludocrite, Ludicrite is produced by making ludicrite dust. And ludicrite dust is made from small ludicrite dust. So that's not how we're making ludicrite. How are we making ludicrite? Quest, do you give me any hints? Ludicrite is the most powerful material in extreme reactors. The question then becomes, how do I make ludicrite? Ah, here we go. We have to make it in block form. So ludicrite is made with plutonium, enderium, and blaze rods. Well, enderium we're making, blaze rods we're making, plutonium we're not. And to make plutonium we need cyanite, and to make cyanite we can just use sand and yellorium. That's fine. And there we go, that's completed up the ludicrite chest quest chain. And that we also have advanced calculation unlocked as well. So in large multiplocks we finished ludicrite, we now need to get down to plutonium RTG. So we need plutonium RTG, we need Kepler 22b, and we need to go and do the Twilight Woods, I believe. So if we go BQ admin edit, let's have a look where we are as far as these guys go down here. We need plutonium RTG to get advanced resources, which is going to be very useful. And we need void tier miner, tier 6 ore miner, and void tier 6 lunar array for and Kepler 22b for RF tools. So if we go down to environmental tech, these things only open up once we've done the wither. So we actually need to do advanced materials to get these. And advanced materials requires us to do plutonium RTG. Okie dokie. Normally you would have access to that information even without edit mode on, but my book got a little bit messed up during some of the updates. So, in large multiblocks we need to head off in this direction, plutonium RTG, which requires plutonium, which is this one, and uranium RTG, which is that one. And this one requires fuel rods, and this one requires separating isotopes, which is... where is separating isotopes? All the way over here. Ah, which requires even more alloys, which requires that one, and that one requires manufactory. So we need to make the manufactory, this one, then this one. And over here we need to make burning with radiation and cool. Cool and burning with radiation. So we need this one, which needs that one. We need that one, and then we can go through this chain here. That's not too difficult, actually, and I think most of these are just crafting chains. Let's have a look at the manufactory. Manufactory. So this guy is just a lead ingot, pistons, and... Ah, this is where we're using those solenoids and things that we got. We can put all of these guys away in here for now. We can also put our rocket pieces away in here for now because we're not going to go to that planet just yet. So we've got that. Then we need even more isotopes, which requires an alloy furnace. What is this? This is from Nuclear Craft, isn't it? The Nuclear Craft alloy furnace, which again is just basic plating, bricks, all stuff that we have access to thanks to our crafting and loot bag management. And then once we have the alloy furnace, we need tough alloy, hard carbon, magnesium, and ferrous alloy. Let's pop you down there. And then let's have a look at Nuclear Craft's alloys. So I've never really used Nuclearcraft. I'm sure Nuclearcraft has a lot of great uses to it. But, and I probably should like look into and have a go at using Nuclearcraft. I mean, that's one of the reasons I liked this mod pack to start with, was it did make you use things from other mod packs. But I'm not really sure what Nuclearcraft has in it. Isotope perforator turns ingots into corresponding isotopes. Fair enough. And what we need to do is we need some thorium, uranium, boron, and lithium. Okay. So let's make some speed upgrades. And throw those into here. So to make thorium, we need thorium. To make uranium, we need uranium. To make boron, we need boron. To make lithium, we need lithium. That shouldn't be too hard. So we've got boron on us. 1 and 2. We've got lithium on us. 1 and 2. And actually, if we do a third, I should be able to basically make these tiny clumps into a normal clump. And then we need uranium and thorium. Okay, and we're back, and we should be able to make a depleted uranium block. And there we go, uranium RTG. Produces 40 RF constantly. Is this just like... Yeah, it's just like it's basically creative energy. Okay. So wait, does that mean 1,000, 500, 4,000? So a Californium RTG produces 4,000 RF constantly. They're just free energy. Okay, that's fine. Plutonium requires using fuel rods, which requires fission reactor, which requires cool. Cool requires infusing with fluids. Super cool. Super cool down here, which requires getting salty. It's up here, and collecting elements from the air. Collecting elements from the air. We need a helium collector and a nitrogen collector. So let's have a look where we're going with that. Cobblestone generator, helium collector. We need a depleted thorium block. Okay, so we need some thorium. So, thorium alchemical dust. We need radioactive powder mix and enriched bone meal. I think I have some radioactive powder mix. I do. And then we need some enriched bone meal, which I don't have. That's fine. We can make it easily enough. There we go. So what I'll do is I'll probably switch on to doing another one while we are waiting for the thorium to prep. Let's throw our thorium in there. You need some more stone. Yep, that is making thorium, that's fine. So, I mean, dang, I put my personal chest away without thinking about it. So while that is ticking away, wrong personal chest. There we go, that's the right personal chest. While that is ticking away, what I will probably do is we'll probably pop up here. We've got our armor on, and I will grab a dragonstone. Because in this mod pack it requires a dragonstone, not a diamond. And we'll just hop through into the Twilight Woods. Because we've got Nuclearcraft on the go. It's a big long crafting chain. It's lots of making this, making that. So I've got to make thorium. I've got to turn thorium into depleted thorium. I've got to make isotopes and gather helium and all these things. So once we've got everything all ticked and tucked and pressed away, we will probably move into another section of that mod pack. I mean, the RTGs, like 1,000 RF a tick for a single block, just for free. Right, fine, I have the solar panels which produce 5,000 RF a tick. And 5,000 RF a tick isn't bad from a solar panel, but 5 blocks that produce 1,000 RF a tick without needing a solar panel, I mean, 2 of those 1,000 RF a tick blocks would be the equivalent of my entire thermoelectric setup in one of my compact machines. So that's actually, like, that's not a bad power source, depending on how expensive they are to make. So let's open you, let's grab out our bow and quiver. So now we have a sort of entrance into the Twilight Woods. And we have a pretty powerful bow. We've got a quiver that's got basically infinite arrows in it. And now we can basically explore the Twilight Woods. So Twilight Woods-wise, down here in the Twilight Realm quest, the first thing it wants us to do is to make a blank magic map. And the magic map requires us to get a feather. The blank magic map requires us to make a magic map focus, which is torch breeze, glowstone, and a raven feather. So that's going to be our first quest, is basically finding a raven. There's a lot of concussion creepers in this area. So we're going to be looking around for a raven. I think that might be a raven over there. And my voice has probably been really quiet for the last couple of minutes. So we made ourselves a magical map. We need to go and find each of the trophies. We need to find ourselves a questing ram, a naga, and all the other monsters. We need to kill these guys, the guys with the gold backgrounds. We need to kill these guys in order because they unlock next areas of the next parts of the mountain pack. The guys with the silver and the brown backgrounds we don't have to worry about doing in order. The questing ram is very, very easy to do. You just have to give him the right coloured walls, which is very easy to get. I had to cut that out because my microphone kind of died for a little while. We do keep losing our flight. I'm not 100% sure why. I think it's probably because there's an issue with like loading new chunks and it forgetting that you're in flight mode. And that happens with pretty much any mod pack and pretty much any... yeah, look at that. We're getting serious like lag because we're loading chunks so heavily. I might have to restart the mod pack. Let's just try video settings. Let's try rendering down to 6 chunks instead of 12. There we go. That's flying a bit better. If you render too many chunks at once, and if you've got too much like dead data, it can cause issues. So we are looking for, here we go, the Naga pit, Naga fighting arena. So normally what you would have to do is you'd have to fight the Naga, and it would be very difficult because you'd have to be on the ground with the Naga, and it'd be very hard to hit the Naga, and very hard to win, and very hard to anything. And we've lagged the game out to hell for some reason. But I have flight, so it's not all that difficult. Come on, Naga, come to me. Actually, let's just go on our sword. He'll charge us when we're on the ground. Come on. Come on, charge me. Come to me. See, he does that sort of like dead charge thing when you're on the ground. There you are. And you can see that he dies pretty quick. He's a lot harder to deal with when you don't have things like speed and strength and resistance and stuff like that. So we got the trophy. That wasn't too hard. We also got some Naga scales which we can use to make armor later on. Not sure we need to make armor later on, but you never know, might be useful. So the Naga trophy. Okay, let's just pick up everything that he destroyed and put it away in here. Not that I want any of it, but still, it's fine. So that's the Naga trophy done. The next thing we need to do is find a Lich Tower, a questing ram, some ironwood. Shouldn't be too hard. If we look on here, Finding a Lich Tower should be reasonably easy. There's Minotaurs and Nagas Tower. And some... there's a Lich Tower to the south. So if we head in this direction and just dodge around the mushrooms, let it load in. Got lots of different woods and things that we can pick up later on if we are feeling into that sort of thing. We've also got right next to us at the moment, we've got a mound in that direction. It's apparently a small mound rather than a large mound, but there are things in there that we may have to fight later on. Let's just stay on the floor. We've got step up and it shouldn't be too difficult. So our next objective is to defeat the Lich in the Lich Tower. Now the Lich is slightly different. The Lich is a sequence-based boss, which requires you to defeat him in a specific order, basically. However, we can also basically just bypass all of it and just fly to the top of the tower. We still have to fight him in the kind of combat order he expects to be fought in, but we've got really strong armor, really good weapons. We should just be able to pop our way down in here, and we should basically be at the top of the tower if we can find... So here we have the ghast. What we need to do is we need to knock his shots back at him. So we need to find the actual guy and we need to knock his shots back at him. Which is harder said than done. Come on. There we go. We got rid of one of his shields. Because we can't do any damage to him at all. Oh wow, I think my armor's ability to reflect projectiles is actually making this a lot harder than it needs to be. Because I think the projectiles are actually getting reflected before they hit me. Which is making it very hard for me to knock them back. Down to 2 shields. That's not too bad. There we go. He's out of shields. And now we just have to deal with these guys. Hitting the little ones is actually surprisingly difficult. There we go. That was him dealt with. Took a little bit of time, a little bit of effort, but not too bad. We got some gold armor from him, paintings, lots of loot bags from his minions. We got the zombie scepter, which is what he uses to summon zombies. You can also get the life leech scepter. The life leech scepter is far more useful because they don't attack you. Oh no, he's my loyal zombie. Nice. And I can't damage him. So I can actually summon loyal zombies. I also have the quest trophy complete now. The next one is to find a Minoshroom, which requires us going into one of those underground labyrinths. Again, not going to be much of a problem. We have a cave full of Yeti who aren't aggressive. That's interesting. I wonder why the Yeti aren't aggressive. And we one-shot the Alpha Yeti. Okay. That surprises me that we one-shot the Alpha Yeti, but okay. Okay, so after much exploration and going into a different couple of parts of the map that we're not allowed into and take damage if we go into, I found a labyrinth. I went to a couple of different symbols. The mountain-like symbols are red cap caves, which are just caves full of resources, ores and things you can mine, and contain red caps and spiders and things. There's nothing interesting really about them. You can kill red caps to get stuff, but nothing great. There's the Nagas Towers, We went to go, I'll have shown the fight with the Alpha Yeti, but we eventually have come down here and found ourselves a actual labyrinth where we had to go. So the thing about labyrinths is that we can't really break the brick, although with my ridiculously overpowered pickaxe, apparently we can. So if I can actually mine this with my ridiculously overpowered pickaxe. But there's bedrock between the different layers. Okay. So what we're going to find is we're going to find enemies in here, specifically charging minotaurs. And what we're going to want to do is take out the minotaur spawners reasonably quickly before we get overwhelmed. Although with my nice powerful armor and overpowered sword, this isn't too much of a problem. Magic map focus, that's fine. Lots and lots of minotaur meat. And then there are chests, and the chests do contain some interesting stuff. A lot of it is the sort of stuff that you get solely from here, like maze wafers, ironwood, map focuses, steel leaf armor, things like that. The maze map focus is something we're definitely interested in, because the maze map focus allows us to make a maze map. And then we do this, and then this allows us to basically map out the maze as we go. Now, one of the reasons you want to do this is there is actually a secret treasure room. There is actually a secret treasure room in the maze. It's going to allow me to get all the different V shards, though, which is really very cool. Now, probably what's going to happen is there's probably a trap here. Yeah, you can see there's string there. So there is a trap that if I break the string will detonate. Not massively worried about traps, to be fair. It's not something that weighs heavily on my mind. This is the way down to the next floor, which is good. Let's have a look at the maze map as we just run around and just finish up bits of the maze map. Because there will be a secret area, and the secret area will have what's called a maze pick, which is a very, very powerful pickaxe. And to find the secret area, you just basically have to run around the maze. Now, because I have a pick that is powerful enough to break the walls, what I can do is when I get to a piece here where basically it would mean a lot of backtracking, I can just boot my way through the walls. And once I boot my way through the walls, boot my way through the cows, and continue with our map exploration in this direction. So what we're going to do is we're going to head down to the next floor, just vein mine those out the way, and throw these in there. Now when we go down to the next floor, this isn't going to change, so what we need to do is we need to make ourselves a new maze map. wonder if I can put the maze map in my offhand. Oh, I can put the maze map in my off... Well, that makes it much easier. So we can actually use the maze map as like a little mini-map, which is great. And we can navigate around like this. Wow! Pinch beetles actually survive a swipe from my sword. I am surprised. We do want to get another maze map focus just in case. There we go. We grabbed one there. Steel leaf, some maze wafers, ironwood, and another maze map focus. Excellent. Let's head in this direction. We'll continue our explore down the left-hand side of the maze. And I just realised I can do this. So, yeah, exploring the maze is actually going to be even easier than I thought because I can just go through walls. So yeah, if you've got a teleport sword, this is not not ridiculously dangerous or difficult. Bye, 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 bye. So we've got our mushrooms. This is kind of like the biome we're going to be finding our boss in eventually. Let's quickly get rid of you. Summoned a whole bunch, didn't it? There we go, and we can quickly just raid these ones. The keep charms, the charms of keeping are actually reasonably useful. Because what the charms of keeping do is the charms of keeping actually, if you're carrying them in your inventory and you've bound them to you properly, if you die, you keep the item you're holding in your hand. If you're carrying a charm of keeping 2, you keep your entire hotbar. If you're carrying a charm of keeping 3, then you keep everything, hotbar and inventory. So having a charm of keeping 3 is actually really useful. Ah, so this looks... Yeah, there's the mushroom boss. Excellent. So we found mushroom boss. We just need to... And here is the sort of treasure room where we will get the maze pick. I'm just going to finish off exploring. Exploring the maze is actually scarily easy when you've got the right equipment. I think I might as well finish off my explore. Right, there we go, and we can head straight for the boss. And there we go, that's the boss dead, and he gives us some meat stroganoff. Not eaten, what does it taste like? So that's something that we haven't eaten yet. You also get whatever is in his goodie boxes, which, nothing shocking, nothing amazing. Might as well take the ironwood with me. Never know what you're going to need ironwood for. And the maze wafer biscuits are just another source of food that we haven't eaten before. So all of this can go away. I'll keep one beef stroganoff because we haven't eaten it yet. And I will also keep a maze wafer because we haven't eaten those yet. And also we get the Minotaur's hand axe, which does extra damage if you're charging the enemy. So now we need to... Well, we don't need to, but now we can do the loot. Now the thing to do with the loot is you have to be very careful to grab the bricks that you break. Because this is a wall that's several bricks thick. And there is a pressure plate just inside that if an item falls on it will set off TNT. So you have to be very careful not to break an item and have it fall into the TNT. Because we've got a magnet charm, it's not so dangerous. Because the item shouldn't fall onto the TNT. What the item should do is it should zip into our hand. because we've got the magnet. So it should never touch the floor. Now what we could do is we could take a little risk and vein mine this area. Ah, dang it. The sand. And there goes all the potential loot, including loads of potions and the maze pick. But that's fine. This thing actually does break mazes. And we could go and find another one if we needed to. If it really, really became necessary, we could go and get another one. And then we're going to have a lag and the music's going to disappear. Really don't understand that. Really don't understand why it lags and then the music disappears. Okay, so the next thing it wants us to do is fight a Hydra. That should be reasonably easy. So let's head back to the exit. We can go up. And then if we grab our other maze map, which we don't have on us. Whoops. I put it away, but that's okay. This'll do. There we go, and we're out. Mighty Stroganoff. I'm assuming that's because it actually gives us a strength buff, but we already have strength 2 anyway, so not necessary. And then we can take our mystical map. We got a huge lily pad. Interesting. We don't need the maze map focus right now. Can we eat this while we're full? No, we can't. So the Hydra is over in this direction. The Hydra is a very difficult fight if you're not overpowered as hell. But we are overpowered as hell. It's a fight that you would normally do with ranged weaponry. And the main sort of idea behind it is the Hydra has multiple heads. It spits fireballs at you and tries to bite you and shoots flames at you, and you have to kind of like try and survive the onslaught. The only time you can damage it is when its mouth is open. I'm experiencing a little bit of frame lag. Let's just allow it to recover. There we go. You see, when I hit it in the mouth that was open and actually managed to get it in the mouth, it does absolutely silly damage. And there we go. Just grab those items just to make sure they don't disappear. And behind it, you've got a cave full of so many different ores. Very valuable ores. But all in all, not a ridiculously difficult fight. A Hydra chop. We haven't eaten one of you before. And fiery blood, which we can use to make items. So our next objective is the Night Phantom. To attain this trophy, you're going to need to find a Goblin Knight stronghold and kill the Night Phantom. Okay, so we've already found one of those. The Goblin Knight strongholds are the things over to the north, which look a little bit like Minotaur heads. Aha! Here we go. This one has multiple levels. The other one didn't seem to. My shield can kill them. What if I hold the shield in my main hand and then empower it? And then put it in my hand and shield with it. Yeah, it doesn't seem like these things necessarily generate perfectly. Okay, so that doesn't actually seem to go anywhere. Okay, apparently I can just shield myself through this dungeon. Ooh, I see a thing that definitely looks like a sort of boss room on the map. You are not a boss room, but you are an interesting little kind of mess of ores. Come on, flight. I put my Chaos Rune away. Whoops. Chaos Tanzanite. Let's get my flight back. Good thing I didn't jump off, isn't it? And the two sides are these kind of cave rooms, it would look like. Like, these definitely look like they are rooms. Oh, hello. Night Phantoms. Okay. So we had a room full of Night Phantoms down here. That's what these rooms are. So let's put all of this stuff away. Obsidian, epic shaders, nightly picks, phantom helms, bricks, armor shards, and then we've got phantom plate. We've got nightly axes, nightly picks, and a phantom trophy. Interesting stuff. And we've got these things, which I assume are like all empty graves. Yeah. Interesting. And by the looks of it, our first one didn't have anything in it, but our second one, if we go through this way, by the looks of it on the mini-map, has a second one of these. Ah. There we go. Oops, put my personal chest away again. Again, I keep putting away things that I shouldn't be putting away. But that gives us a night kill. Okay, so you're looking for these like obsidian portaled rooms. These obsidian surrounded rooms. Interesting. Not necessarily amazing, but interesting. Let's grab some. And we need to go next to a Carmenite, an Ergast. Because if we go to an Ergast next, we've now acclimatized ourselves to Carmenite, so we shouldn't experience any damage Because if we went straight there, what we'd do is we'd experience damage from the Carmenite in the area. Kind of like radiation damage. Ah, here we go. We have reached the Nagas Tower. Now, normally what you'd do is you'd work your way through the Nagas Tower. You'd go through all of these blocks, and you would be looking for keys, and there's puzzles and things you have to do to get through the Nagas Tower to get to the top, and there's Carmenite reactors, and there's jumping puzzles, and all sorts of other things. However, what we can do is we can literally just fly to the top of the Nagas Tower instead. Like, look, you'd have to work your way through all of these side bits, getting all the keys and things. We might actually go in because there's a couple of gas spawns and stuff, but we are just looking for this bit up here. Now, I'm wondering if I can just smash the Ergast without doing the fight. Nope, the Ergast is completely immune until we do what is necessary for the fight. So what's necessary for the fight is we need to basically have little baby Ergast spawns, and once the little baby Ergast spawns, we need to capture them. We need to capture them inside these gas traps, and then we can use those to the essence of the baby Ergasts to capture the large Ergast, bring him down and hit him with a sword, basically. Not sure if we need to actually trigger the fight, like the fight... There we go. Ah, I may need to reload the world. Ah, there we go. No, we just have to kill these things and then wait for him to get up above us. And do... Normally that would take a lot more sequences, but we have our ridiculously OP sword. There's our Ergast, we've got some Carmenite and some more fiery blood from it. But yeah, so he summons these guys, you bloop these guys. Once you kill enough of them, that charges up to 100%. And once that charges up to 100%, you can then... suck in ghasts, and sucking in ghasts deals bonus damage. This teaches you how to make Carmenite. This teaches you how to make the warding blocks and things like that. And this basically explodes and creates a little bit of... So if we do this, this will explode, and it should create a little bit of diamond and things at the centre. But if we're quick enough... Nope, they are reappearing blocks. Summoned a bunch of Carmenite ghasts, but we have a ghast charm. That's why it wasn't attacking me. We have a ghast charm. So even the Ergast won't attack you if you have an active ghast charm. That's interesting. This is one of the interesting little puzzles you can do. Basically, when you activate one of these blocks, if you're standing on it and you activate it, the stuff then moves in whatever direction you look. And then basically you can build yourself staircases and build yourself ways to get places, and then it disappears again. Very interesting, but not really necessary with the amount of ridiculous overpowered stuff I have available to me. So that's the Ergast. Now, normally the Ergast would protect having killed the Ergast would protect you from cold, and we'd go and fight the Alpha Yeti. But I kind of bypassed that and already fought the Alpha Yeti. So the final one is the Snow Queen. To obtain a trophy, you're going to need to find an ice tower and to kill the Snow Queen. So we need to kill the Snow Queen, and we also need to find a questing ram, which I haven't found yet. The Snow Queen's really easy to find. We know where the Snow Queen is. So I will go on a quick journey to the Snow Queen. which will probably lag my game out to hell, but that's fine. So here we go. This is the ice biome with its little penguin delights, where we will find... That's interesting. Certainly makes an interesting pattern on the map as well. That things like the underground the underground grass areas actually do spawn. And this, I believe, is the Ice Queen. Yep, this is the Ice Queen in the Chroma Palace. Now, I'm not really sure how the Chroma Palace works, because it wasn't really in existence when I first started doing the Twilight Woods. So we've got an ice sword, which I'm presuming is a useful tool. I'm in the right place, aren't I? Yeah, I'm definitely like directly on top of where she is. Aha! This seems promising. This is different to everywhere else. There we go. There's the Ice Queen. Kind of anticlimactic, but there we go. That's the Ice Queen down. She dropped the Seeker Bow, which I presume is a tracking bow or homing bow, where you don't actually have to aim properly with it. But there we go. That was, I suppose, the Ice Queen. Giant problems. Find a giant cloud and kill the miner to obtain his pickaxe, with which you'll be able to mine giant obsidian in a troll cave and obtain the Lamp of Cinders. Find a giant cloud, kill the miner to obtain his pickaxe. I don't know what that means. Is that actually genuinely like a giant cloud? And here we are at a giant cloud. Made from fluffy cloud and giant cobblestone. Oh, I see what you mean. It is kind of giant cobblestone, isn't it? And then these are Mies. Giant Mies. And then we get the Giant's Pickaxe, which I presume mines giant cobblestone better? Yeah, it does. And actually allows us to get giant cobblestone, so... Can I put down giant cobblestone? I can't seem to place giant cobblestone. So, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be able to mine that. But now it wants me to head to the next area, which is in the center, and get myself a Lamp of Cinders. The quest says you'll be able to mine giant obsidian in a troll cave and obtain the Lamp of Cinders. So we want to go down into the troll cave. Wait a second. Why am I taking damage? Am I not supposed to be in this area yet? I thought this was the troll caves. No, that's Castle Brick. So wait, where are the troll caves then? Ah, this definitely looks like a manufactured cave system with huge glowing mushrooms and obsidian in it. So we're looking for giant obsidian in the troll caves. This is apparently, I would assume this is a troll cave. Yeah, Trollstin. So yeah, if that's Trollstin, I assume we are in a troll cave. So the question now becomes, where in the troll cave do we find a giant obsidian? Ah! Aha! That looks like giant obsidian to me. He does half his health in damage if he hits my shield. Okay, that shield is ridiculously overpowered. God, this is with haste 2. Haste 2 and a giant pick. I mean, I could probably mine through this with my normal pick, but haste 2 plus a giant pick, and it still takes quite a while to break. Obsidian, coal, and a lamp of cinders. And we also get magic beans, ubrous soil. So what is the use of magic beans? It doesn't say what the use is there. Oh, that is a giant pick. Look at that. And what is the use of the lamp of cinders? Again, doesn't really tell me. So the last thing we need to do is find the questing ram. These things less so. So what is a lamp of cinders? Hello everyone, welcome back. As you can see, I have another map. The map in the right hand side is my original map. The map on the left hand side is a new map. I had a look, because just for convenience's sake, how I would find a questing ram, and I had to find an enchanted forest. This is a rare biome that only spawns in a small number of circumstances in the Twilight Woods. So what I did was I grabbed a second map and I had to look for a colour that I hadn't seen before. And this is the first time I found it. You can see that it's this very, very distinct, bright kind of sharp yellowy green that isn't on the other map. And this is an enchanted forest biome, and apparently this is where questing rams spawn. Now, there's no guarantee that every enchanted biome has a questing ram in it, but this is where questing rams spawn. So we're going to have a little explore in this enchanted biome and see if we can find a questing ram. You can see underneath my map it'll switch over to enchanted forest biome. Hello, questing ram. So we don't kill the questing ram. What we do is we talk to the questing ram. So now I think what we need to do is get wool, and we need every kind of wool. So we have, that's rock wool. So we have white wool. Questing ram, come back here. I have a grift for you. Nom. 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 Look at him grow. Now sometimes you find them with pre-fed colours. But this should be pretty easy. And there we have one fully coloured questing ram. Yay! We got a diamond block, an iron block, a lapis block, a gold block, a crumpled horn, an emerald block, and the questing ram trophy. The crumpled horn... I have no idea what the crumpled horn does. Just kind of breaks random blocks. Is it just dirt, or is it breaking stone as well? It's definitely breaking stone. Or is it turning it into gravel? Okay, I have no idea what the crumble horn. Yes, it's turning stone into gravel. I see. Oh, you had some wool in you. Okay, so that is the entire of the Twilight Woods finished, I would think. I don't think there's anything else we need to do in the Twilight Woods. We've done the questing round quest, we've done the giant problems, and yes, we could make night metal fire ingots and ironwood, but not really necessary. So I think what we'll do is we will call that episode here. We'll come back next episode looking into nuclear craft, manufactories, things like that. But with flight, a ridiculously overpowered sword, armor that basically makes me invulnerable, and all of the basic beacon enchantments like jump boost, speed, strength, resistance, and haste 2 sitting on me, it wasn't that difficult to do the Twilight Woods. Thank you very much for watching. I've been the Gaming Droid. This has been Modern Skyblock 3, and I will see you all in the next episode. Bye, everybody.